Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike. Yes, Mike at Filmboy24, and it's time for round number 74. This is found film number 74. I hope you're getting psyched, really psyched up, because this one is going to be average. No, it's going to be fantastic, but you know, we'll see. It is, after all, Kodachrome. Yep, I'm back. It's Mike, your favorite LMRA, or Lost Memory Recovery Agent. I don't know who, well, no, I do know who made up that really goofy little saying. It is found film number 74, and today we have Kodachrome K40 from many moons ago. Found film, at least for me, is not an old roll of already processed movie film that you find in a thrift store or a garage sale, because that has already been viewed by the family and enjoyed for the many years of its existence. Found film for me is a film that's never seen the light of day, and I mean that both figuratively and literally. This is film that was still in this light-proof cartridge when I obtained it. I pulled the film, I processed the film, I dried the film, I scanned the film, and now I'm going to, well, present the film to you beautiful people in all of its now really relatively pathetic black and white glory. Because you see, Kodachrome can no longer be processed in color. Well, at least not really well, the way it used to be. Used to be the best looking home movie film in history, arguably. Well, for me it was, and for most other people it was too. Anymore, Kodachrome really lost its luster since the processing went away. And we have to do it in black and white chemicals now. Kodachrome did not hold up well, typically, over the years, unless it was stored in a frozen environment, so in your freezer or even in the refrigerator for most of its life. The film that I have typically was not stored, ideally, so it's hit and miss whether or not we actually get decent results or not. This particular roll of film was shot a long time ago. I'm gonna guess late 70s, early 80s. I was not able to find an edge coat on this due to the amount of base fog and the density of the film, which is extremely common when you develop old Kodachrome. Don't know why I circled it, but I did. So we're gonna guess that it's probably early to mid 80s. That's where I'm gonna go with it. I did get some images. I processed it myself. There is a nasty remjet layer on it. That's that black coating on the base that has to be removed as well. I did it in HC110B. I like HC110 Kodak formula. I actually use FPP's brand of HC110. It's a more high contrast, low sort of fog inhibiting, if that makes any sense, black and white developer. It's got a long keeping or shelf life, and it's relatively inexpensive, or quite a bit inexpensive, and I just got comfortable with it. So that's what I use now. This particular roll I processed for 4 minutes and 45 seconds at 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Essentially, every roll you process probably should have, unless it's all from the same batch, should have a different time and temperature process attached to it. For the most part, Kodachrome never really needs anymore a development bath as a negative over about 7 minutes. So anywhere from 2.5 to 7 minutes, I err on the lower end of the spectrum. If you're doing old Kodachrome 2, you're going to really need to keep that processing time down to 2.5 to 3 minutes tops most of the time. But I highly recommend, if you do your own processing or you want to try it, that you snip a little bit off the end of the film in the dark and you do some dunk tests to kind of maybe nail down a processing time. The biggest factor for this film was storage conditions, and you can always expect a ton of base fog. With that, I obtained this roll on eBay several months ago. It came from Munfordville, Kentucky. That's where the cellar was. I don't know if that's where this was shot. Maybe you can help me. It's a little bit rough, but we do have some really halfway viewable images that I'm going to show you to enjoy. One thing I would like to mention very quickly, if you are a film fanatic like me, if you enjoy all things analog or all things film, you're missing out if you're not hanging out with us every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Wherever you're at, it might change a little bit, on our live stream. I think we're on live stream a lot now, like 60, something like that, in that range. And most every Sunday of every year, we have a live stream. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and we just enjoy everyone's company. We got a really good core group. I would love it if you would join that core group. With all that said, I'm going to show you right now what I got on this Kodachrome. Here it is. Well, like I said, a lot of base fog. When you process this old film, especially Kodachrome, never expect modern film results. Now, I've gotten very good results from newer Kodachrome, and when I say newer, I mean some of the latest stuff they made before it was discontinued, stuff that was expired in the like 2005, 2006 era. You can get pretty darn good results. I mean, dare I say plus X-ish results out of it. This older stuff from the 70s and 80s, always expect your film to be quite dense and with a really good bit of base fog. That's that darkness that you see constantly as you watch the film. Well, we have a rodeo, I believe. Woohoo! A rodeo lassoer I am not. I enjoy that kind of thing. I think rodeos are pretty cool, honestly. I've been to a couple local ones. My youngest sister was involved in horses many moons ago and did a little bit of riding and rodeo work. So they're actually pretty fun. A good group of people, for the most part, usually, and interesting. But we saw some bulls in their pens and whatnot, and a little bit of bull riding. Then we get into, looks like maybe a prom or a homecoming or something. The young couple in the house there in the kitchen, or I'm not exactly sure where they were, but in a house, going to something, a special event, maybe a nice dinner. Maybe a little overdressed for a nice dinner, but prom is my guess. What do you think it is? You tell me what you think they're going to. High school prom? I don't know. Then we got Christmas in the living room with a few folks, 3 or 4 people huddled in the little living room environment on Christmas. So this seemed to be kind of a memory or sort of a film that, I don't know, it stinks to have this not developed when it was shot, because it seems like it was shot over a period of time. We have the rodeo, and then some time elapsed, presumably. And then we have this event, this school event, probably like a prom or something. And then we have Christmas morning. So I don't know how much time there was in between there. But obviously it was an important enough little series of events that people wanted to capture them. And it is a shame that it wasn't processed and projected and enjoyed in its heyday. But it wasn't. And I will call this yet another successful recovery of really older lost memories. And anytime we can do that, I'm a pretty happy fella. And I hope you are happy fellas and fellettes as well. Fellas, people as well. If you enjoyed this little video here, and I got tons more, I got about 200 more rolls of found film, and I keep acquiring them as we go, that are undeveloped, that I still have to work with at some point. And they're in miscellaneous sort of states of full exposure or not. So if they're half exposed, I will finish off the roll and I will process the rest, and we'll get what we get. And then the hands go. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor. hit the little thumbs up button for me. It means a lot to me, guys. It really does. It helps my channel and sort of reach more people. You know, it's an engagement. Don't get nervous. You're not getting engaged. It's an engagement on my channel. If you think I've earned it, maybe you could, you know, become part of this little Filmboy24 crew. Be part of our crew, you know. We're gangstas. Film gangstas. And until the very next time, hopefully see you on Sunday. Until the very next time I see all of your beautifully shining faces. Not shining like you need to powder it, but glowing and beautiful. I'll see all of you on the very next go around.